Bloomberg Audio Studios.
Podcasts, radio, news.
We want to talk about natural resources, maybe, because the natural resources from the great state of Montana are being used to fill a so-called void in the vodka industry. Meili Vodka. It promises to lift your spirits with locally sourced high-quality grains and natural spring water. And if that's not enough to sell, one of its sustainable bottles, the star power behind it, might do that just as well. I'm happy to say that the co-founders of Meili Vodka join us right now here on the big program, Blaine Halvorson and the actor Jason Momoa. Thanks for both of you gentlemen for joining us here today here. And of course, Jason, I'm going to start with the very obvious question here. Just tell me, what sets this vodka apart from all the others?
Why does this set apart from all the other vodkas?
Yeah.
I think the other vodkas don't taste good. I think we set out to make this vodka just because we wanted to treat it like a spirit instead of an ingredient. So it's been, that was kind of our goal. It's taken us quite a while time to do that, but we found out that it was actually because of, it's the water we use. And, vodka is 60% water. Mm-hmm. We use the live water from Montana.
Well, give us a sense here too, Blaine, when we talk about how you sort of market this, and more importantly, I guess getting on shelves in what we know is a very crowded space. I mean, there are a lot of liquor brands, a lot of vodka brands specifically out there here. How do you get this in front of people in a way where they look to Meili Vodka rather than all the others?
Yeah, I mean, listen, when Jay and I started this thing, like I said, but we were not vodka guys. We were more in the whiskey and tequila things. We saw void in vodka. Just to us, vodka was really looked upon as an ingredient. So we've just sort of charged in creating something that was different and giving vodka an actual flavor profile and something smooth and treating it more, as Jason said, as an actual spirit rather than an ingredient. So, it's been a big piece. Obviously the vodka market is really kind of controlled in general by kind of the big four that have been around quite some time. And, it just felt like it was a piece of the liquor industry that was ready for a change and needed something different.
Yeah, both of you have a history together, right? You started on this journey to create something 8 years ago, and it sounds like you kind of stumbled upon vodka as your collaborative, product here. But part of the origin story of Meili Vodka is that neither of you actually like vodka. I'm guessing that has changed now, but
we love vodka now. But
right.
No, I mean that's the beautiful thing. Like this bottle, like what we set out to do, just the design quality of it, it ticks off everything that we love. So the sustainability aspect of it, we wanted something that tastes good. It's got a great story behind it, and to be able to drink this, and we take it to everybody. We ask them to drink it neat and drink it, warm, room temperature. And it tastes beautiful. And we went up for all the competitions and we pour it out. It's a blind taste test and we won everything. So it's been I think one of the most decorated spirits in the world. We got 7 golds, 3 platinums, and 2 perfect scores. So we've been out for a year and a half, and it's just been wonderful actually to take it to people, show it to them, and at the price point where it's still anywhere from $20 to $24 for a bottle, and it's beautiful. And it tastes good. It's like we wanted to make that something that's affordable luxury,
Right. And we should point out that no two bottles are the same because each bottle is different. The manufacturing of the glass bottle is really a point of pride for you. Blaine, I'm curious, as you bring your vodka around and you have different people taste it, I'm wondering if you've gotten any kind of feedback from the big players in the industry, the Constellation brands, the Diageos, whether anyone's talked to you about the flavor profile that you have come up with for Meili Vodka.
I mean, listen, most people in America I don't think actually even know what vodka tastes like. I mean, they're used to drinking it in a drink, and that was sort of our point. I mean, the fact that we go around and have people try it at room temperature and in its natural form. I mean, you can kind of tell a lot just by people's first sort of impression of when you're asking them to drink vodka warm. Most of them sort of turn their nose because they're the ones that have, they sort of know that in general vodka tastes like rubbing alcohol. It's hot. It's got that burn, and it's why it became something they covered up in drinks. We wanted to create a beautiful spirit that you didn't have to cover up, and then would give the bartenders and mixologists and the people in the industry actually something to actually build off of. Yeah. We single distill for that reason. We wanted to leave all the beautiful grains that we use, and most of all, what we call the unicorn, this unbelievable water.
Yeah. Well, talk about that, Blaine, because that was the part I was interested in. I mean, most of these vodkas, they're distilled several times, primarily to make it a neutral spirit, which, as you pointed out, because a lot of people use it as to mix in with something else, by only distilling this once. So you're leaving behind those grains, or at least a flavor from those grains. Why do you think other vodka companies, I guess, effectively are throwing that out, for lack of a better word?
Well, I think I think it's been mainly a marketing tool, because I don't think people necessarily understand, in general, the more you distill it, the only thing that's surviving distillation is the alcohol. And to me, it's why, we never liked it, because drinking alcohol in its natural form isn't very good. And listen, anybody who, this whole myth of vodka, of this, no smell, no taste, if that was the case, I mean, everyone has failed. I mean, anybody who's tried vodka naturally, there's nothing about it that doesn't have, heat in itself tastes like something. So we wanted to create something that was actually, like I said, more smooth. I mean, we age our vodka as well. Given it that time, similar to like a whiskey, also helps smooth it out. But that single distillation, because we're leaving this beautiful water in it as well, it's going to be smoother, because you're not cooking down, you're not getting rid of everything but the alcohol.
Right. Jason, let me ask you the final question here. What has surprised you most about the spirit industry? I know that you've been in the entertainment industry for a long time. You have other business interests, but as you move further into the spirit industry, what surprises you the most?
Well, and nothing at this point really surprised me as much as it was extremely challenging from the get-go. So, it took us a little over 9 years to actually build this to where it's at. This wasn't an overnight thing. And no one came to us and were like, hey, would you be a part of this and that? It's just been Blaine and I. So there's no partners, there's no Diageo, there's nothing. It was just us. So that whole time, it gave us, time to trial and error, test this out. We really, Blaine really was the genius behind. And obviously, I know a few things about water, but it's like it was all about these pure water sources. And so we traveled in that time with Expedition Studios. We brought back water from Antarctica. We brought back Everest. We brought back the Shackleton route from Greenland, and bringing back all these, like the Northwest Passage, bringing back waters, mixing with our mash, finding out that people are like, no, you're just going to distill it. It's going to go away. But it didn't. And each flavor profile was different. So when you use RO water, which most spirits are made out of, it doesn't taste good. If you have a really beautiful, one-of-a-kind water, which we do, it's our unicorn in Montana, and that water source is high. It's low in sodium, so it doesn't cover up the grains. And so I think the hardest part was the beginning, because it took a long time to get into it and really perfect this, a place where we didn't know much about.
Sure.
But now it's we know how to sell. I mean, we know how to sell. We know how to be intimate and be able to go to places and meet with people. And so now it's actually quite fun. I mean, I'm going to go on stage and play music with my band right now, and share, drinks with thousands of people, and really just experience what it's like and have a good time. So I think the marketing aspect of that is already past the hard part, in the sense of now it's just getting it to people, going hey, here's the thing. We love scotch, we love mezcal, whiskey, all that stuff. You can have tons of them, tons of different bourbons. You need one vodka. You really need one. And so take one of these bottles home, test it with your friends, blind taste test them, and just try it out. It's $20. You'll have a ball.
All right. Jason Momoa and Blaine Halvorson, spoken like true entrepreneurs there, the journey of, stumbles and starts before you kind of find your way. Co-founders of Meili Vodka. Thank you both so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.